That's right, folks, it's time for an audio project. So I'm testing out my boards. I got these from PCBWay. Check out our link to them in the description. So far we've tested the RGB LED. That required a small ninja fix here. So I put a common cathode LED when actually I needed a common anode LED. Or was it a common cathode, common anode, common cathode? I can't remember. But either way, I got it wrong and I fixed it. And then we also tested out the accelerometer and gyroscope. So we made ourselves a digital twin of this board, and that worked really nicely. At the same time, we tested the battery charger, which works nicely as well. So we wanted to go without any wires so we could move the board around for our digital twin. The battery charger worked perfectly. So now we're testing the microphone and the speaker. So here's the amplifier here, and here's the I2S PDM microphone just here. And I've stuck this little tiny speaker on. So we're ready to test these. My initial thinking was, let's just use this as a Bluetooth audio device. Bluetooth Classic supports audio. Unfortunately, the ESP32-S3 doesn't support Bluetooth Classic. We've only got Bluetooth Low Energy. And Bluetooth Low Energy doesn't do audio. So instead, what I've done is I'm sending the data over the USB serial. So it's amazing how much data you can actually send over USB serial. We've done a previous video on this, and we got around 7 megabits per second. For this, I'm just sending around 32.2 kilobytes per second. So we've got a sample rate of 16 kilohertz, and we're doing 16 bits per sample. So not that much data really, and you can see it works really well. So I got the AI to code up this little web serial audio studio for me. So we have this oscilloscope, we've got a gain control, so we can turn that up and down. There's a nice spectrogram. I'm not entirely sure this is working properly, but it looks pretty. There's a 1980s style bar chart, which looks great. And there's also this pitch tuner. So if we open up a piano, let's see if this actually works. So all of this audio data is coming from the PDM audio on the microphone, over I2S, and then over serial, over USB. So let's open up a piano and test this out. So there we go, I've got this piano here. So if I play some notes, this pitch tuner should pick them up. Let's just turn the volume up high. So let's do A, yep. So that seems to work really well. So our microphone's working fantastically. So what about the amplifier and the speaker? My initial thinking was, well, I'll just do the same thing. I'll send data over serial and get that to play through the speaker. But then I thought, hang on a minute, we've got native USB on this device. The ESP32-S3 has native USB. And I've seen plenty of USB headsets and USB speakers. So why can't I turn this into a USB audio device? Well, it turns out you can. There is code to do that. So it's actually really simple. There's a USB UAC device. We set up some callbacks, so an output callback, an input callback, there's a mute callback, and a volume callback. Now, the only thing that is a slight disadvantage with this code is I couldn't get the Arduino library for this to work, so I've had to switch to the ESP IDF. Now, that's not as bad as it may seem. There is a plugin for VS Code, an ESP IDF plugin, that makes this pretty easy. You end up with this ESP IDF Explorer, which has all the things for building a project and flashing a project. So it actually isn't that bad. There are some limitations with this UAC device thing though. Now, one of the biggest ones is there's this little thing in the configuration. So if I scroll to the right place, then you can see there's a tick box. Here we go, support Mac OS. So if you tick this, it works on a Mac, but it doesn't work on Windows. If you untick it, it works on Windows, but doesn't work on a Mac. So that's a pretty big limitation. But let's try it out. We'll use the microphone via USB UAC. So if I go back to my little web serial audio studio, what I'll do, actually first, we need to flash it. So let's build this project. And then we'll put ourselves into upload mode, and then we'll flash the device. So that's all flashed, and then we'll reset, and then we'll go back to here, and if I just refresh to get a new list of microphones, then what we should see is USB UAC. So that's our ESP32 device. So we can connect to that, and again we can turn up the volume so we can see our audio coming through. we have the spectrogram, and we have the bar graph, and we have our tuner. Let's just check our tuner again. Okay, let's play some notes. Well, actually, those notes are coming out of the USB device, so our speaker is working as well. I wasn't going to test that yet, but I've just tested it. But let's switch to the correct output device. So I'll just bring up system settings and we'll do that. Okay, so we're back using my Mac speaker. So let's play this thing. So we're actually doing the microphone and stuff. So there we go, A. So the microphone is working nicely. And of course you did actually hear the speaker working, but I want to play some actual real music through the speaker. So I'll switch back to the output device being the USB UAC. And now let's find some music. So here we go. I've got my songs I've been playing with over on Suno. So let's play our Fix It Up Matey song.
Oh, the screen's gone black, the buttons don't blink, the joystick's wobbly, it's on the brink, the game's gone mad, it's lost its cheer, but I got my solder and I got no fear. Fix it up, matey. Sparks are flying, don't be lazy. Patch the board and wire it crazy. Fix it up, matey.
So it does work. It's very crackly. Now I've been spending ages trying to understand what's going on with that and why it's so bad, and I cannot get to the bottom of it. So what I have done is I've gone back to one of my original I2S projects. So here's my very old code for doing audio testing. So let's go into upload mode, and this just plays a WAV file from Spiffs. So we'll upload this. And then if I hit reset,
The screen's gone black, the buttons don't blink, the joystick's wobbly, it's on the brink, the game's gone mad, it's lost its cheer, but I got my solder and I got no fear. Fix it up, matey. Sparks are flying, don't be lazy.
so you can see that plays back perfectly. So I'm wondering what's going on with the UAC stuff. The microphone works really well, but the speaker not working so well. And in fact, let's actually really check the microphone. So I'm still connected to the USB UAC. So let's upload the sketch again. So we'll flash the device with the UAC code. Okay, so now we should be able to connect to the microphone. So the USB UAC should connect. Let's reset that, refresh the page, and come back to life. There we go, USB UAC. So we'll connect. So that's connected. We can see the audio data coming through. Let's try recording some audio. So start recording. So testing, 1, 2, 3. This is a test of the USB UAC microphone. And then we can open that up in Audacity. So it looks pretty quiet. These microphones, they're a very high dynamic range. They're quite sensitive, but because they have such a high dynamic range, often the audio looks quite quiet, but we can just amplify this. So there's our audio data. There is a DC offset. So in the serial version of the code, I've actually removed that by applying a filter, but in the USB UAC, I've left that in. It doesn't really affect anything. You can just do a high pass filter and get rid of it. But let's listen to this and see how well it sounds. Start recording. So testing, 1, 2, 3. This is a test of the USB UAC microphone. So that's actually pretty good, not bad at all. So the microphone works great and the speaker works great so long as you're driving it directly. So I'm going to say this board has now passed quality assurance. It's time to move on to the next phase of the project, which will be in a follow-up video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.